Ask former Pentagon UFO investigator and whistleblower Lou Elizondo and NewsNation special correspondent and investigative journalist Ross Coulthart. Lou, do I have it wrong? Or is Grusch saying it's not just about technology? It's about organic extraterrestrial beings that the U.S. government is aware of.
Yeah, Chris, thanks for having me. I think what you are witnessing before our very eyes is the disintegration of perhaps the greatest cover-up in American history. He has testified before, for the record, David Grusch, about the existence of non-human intelligence. I had the honor and privilege to work and serve with David Grusch when we were both working at U.S. Space Force. And I can tell you what he had access to was very legitimate. But this is a big national, I think, a national conversation that's now just finally, I think, resonating with the American people, and they're waking up to the fact that, hey, you know what? The government's been lying to us.
Ross, Tim Burchett comes up and says what I always say. Don't hit me with a tinfoil hat. I'm not talking about Martians. I want to know what they're doing with our money and our thing. He says that. This guy comes up right after him and says, yeah, it is about little green men. They do have information about it. That's it. That is the biggest piece of information, if it's true, that I have ever heard in my entire life.
Well, g'day, Chris. I can tell you, having just come from a viewing of Steven Spielberg's fictional telling of Disclosure Day, it's quite something to see Dave Grusch talking about biologics, about beings, about different types of sentient, advanced, intelligent beings on the steps of the Capitol. And you're right, this is the next stage, the fact that we do know that the United States government is working with retrieved technology and beings. They do have retrieved biologics. That's from Dave Grusch on the record, under oath, before Congress. And he went so much further today. The thing that most worried me, and I'm sure Lou would agree, is the big revelation from Dave today was about foreign adversary intelligence. The fact that it's probably the Chinese, I suspect, are spying on our retrieval and reverse engineering programs. And Dave said he was apprised of signals intelligence information about foreign adversary UAP crash retrieval, exploitation and study efforts. So we're in a weird position where the Chinese or the Russians probably know more than the American public and most of the military and intelligence community and the president then frankly should be the case. It's appalling.
I totally get it, and I agree with you. But again, who cares? I had to put this at the end of the show, Lou, because I don't know how to deal with this. Like, you know, if it's not true, then fine. I'm fine to have egg on my face that I reported it at all and that I gave it a platform, because it's that important. And I'm looking forward to how they say it's not true. But, Lou, if it is true, okay, I don't care that the Chinese are spying on us. That's what they do. We spy on them. We all do terrible things, and there's lots of technology. If there is life off of this planet, that is the biggest headline of our lifetime. And that phrase that he just used, plasmoid, whatever, what is he talking about, Lou?
Yeah, he's referring to what some have speculated regarding orbs that have been viewed really since the 1940s during the Foo Fighter incidents, and then later over New Mexico skies, over controlled military airspace. And it seems that, at least in some cases, some of these orbs seem to have some sort of intelligence connected with them. And so rather than just being like, let's say, a probe or a drone, these things have been reported to almost behave and react in some cases as if there was ascribed to it some sort of I hate to say it, but life form. I got you. I was a more nuts and bolts guy when I was in the program. My focus was more on the physical craft. Yeah. But it has been speculated based upon observations that some of these
let's all agree on this. I got to go to break. Mr. President, you better clear this up now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.